Hey everyone, this is Rochelle from Multiple Passive Streams of Income. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new video. So this week's video, I want to again show you my Hashflare account and my Crypterra account. I also want to talk about some changes with credit cards and if you're going to utilize them to make investment into coin mining, how that situation has changed. Also want to just talk about some cryptocurrency happenings. I want to talk about a FAIRFUN coin that I'm looking at. I also want to show you the website IFTTT. It is called If Then That is what it stands for. And then I want to give you some progress reporting on price-pop.com, which is the website that I sell crypto-themed hoodies and tees. Okay, so let's start out with my Crypterra progress. For people that are new to my videos, I invested $270 to mine Ethereum on January 7th. I did an additional $270 investment on January 14th. I withdrew about $150, $55 worth of Ethereum on January 20th. As of January 31st, my Ethereum balance was back up to $130. And on February 1st, the Crypterra.net website was down. Now, if you were trying to access it through Internet Explorer or Chrome, it was just not coming up and it gave you no indication of what was going on with Crypterra. So I'm quite sure that caused a lot of panic. But if you did try to access the account from Firefox, there was a screen that showed you that they were working on the website, even though the message on the screen was not good English, so as you can see. Now since then, if you try to get to Crypterra.net through all three of these browsers, you will see a new screen with a countdown timer on it. So according to the countdown timer, Crypterra.net is expected to be up in the wee hours of the morning tomorrow, so we shall see. But if everything goes as we can positively hope for, hopefully my account will be up to over $200 because it has been a little while, approximately about 10 days that this website has been down. So if all goes well, I anticipate my Crypterra.net account to be over $200 when it comes back online, plus the $155 I already withdrew earlier. So that would amount to about $355 from my mining contract. Now, if we can kind of go at that same pace, I should be basically able to pay back the $540 that I invested into it, before 3 months is over with. And if that's the case, then Crypterra's contracts are 2 years. So if that does materialize, then again, look how long I will be mining and making profits, pure profits at that point. So again, follow me and I will keep updating you on my progress, and this will allow you to have faith to hopefully want to have a passive stream of income like coin mining, as well as if you're already in it, maybe considering how to add on to that investment. Now let's take a look at my Hashflare account. Again, if you follow my videos, you know that I invested $150 to mine Bitcoin. That allowed me to gain 1 terahash, and that was on December 6th. On December 12th, I invested $3,000, and that gave me an additional 20 terahash of Bitcoin mining. So I am mining 21 terahash currently with Hashflare. On January 9th, I took out 0.05 Bitcoin. At that time, it was worth $740, around that amount. And then I have not withdrawn anything since because Bitcoin has been down. And I kind of trust Hashflare that I don't have to keep moving it out. So I just kept the balance rolling. So as of today, the Bitcoin has grown to 0.0764 Bitcoin. And if you look at it today, it's probably worth about $647. So as everyone knows, Bitcoin took a tremendous dive in the last week and a half. And if you follow markets, you knew that was going to happen because the rise of Bitcoin went up relatively fast. So you knew that there was going to be consolidation and correction to follow. And that's where we are now. And in fact, I think I said that I thought that Bitcoin possibly could go as low as $8,000. It actually went lower. But I thought that it would go, that would be kind of like the mark where it would go down and eventually stabilize and go up. Now, if you look at Bitcoin's price today, it is in that $8,000 range. So this is where I think, we'll have some sideways price action. And then I just feel before 2019, Bitcoin is going to make new highs. And if I'm the holder of that Bitcoin, I will definitely be rewarded tremendously with my investment. I've talked to everybody that I've known, anybody that's willing to listen about cryptocurrencies, and obviously Bitcoin being the main driver of cryptocurrencies. And I just come to realize that there's like two people in the world, two types of people in the world. There's the people that will claim they want to, have more income, they want to make their lives better, and they just sit on the couch. They play, Powerball when the jackpot is some outrageous amount, and they hope that that's their way of eventually creating, income for themselves, additional income from themselves. And then there's the people that really want to take a step and do something. And all I can say is that, cryptocurrency is the next thing, right? So the same way, computers changed the world, this is going to change the world again. And ultimately, the utility behind the coin, it's not the coin itself, it's the utility, it's the blockchain technology. There are going to be so many innovations from that technology. Bitcoin just happens to be the front runner because it was first. There's going to be other coins that are going to eventually amass Bitcoin. But for right now, Bitcoin is here. The technology is here. And that's what you're investing in. You're investing in the front runner. So you're going to have dips, no problem. People are quick to come to me and go, oh, Bitcoin is down. Those are, again, the Powerball players, I call them. So the Powerball players are, look at Bitcoin going down, told you. And the whole time never understanding the fact that it doesn't matter if it goes down. I still own the Bitcoin. I'm gaining it each and every day that I mine it. And when it goes up, secretly I'm going to be like, look how much money I got and look how much money you don't have. Because you won't just understand that you're mining the coin. Obviously you want it to go to the moon, but you're not afraid when it dips because you know that it's a volatile market and that it is going to go back up at some point. Whoa, okay. I went on a rant. I'm back. As far as my Hashflare account, I've been investing in the mining a little over 2 months. I did withdraw $740 worth of Bitcoin in January. Bitcoin has gone down, but my account right now is worth $647 if I were to do a withdrawal today. So that amount basically amounts to about $1,387. And again, if Bitcoin goes up, obviously the Bitcoin that I am holding is going to be worth a lot more. So hopefully it doesn't take more than 4 months to recoup the original investment of $3,150, and then the rest of the year will be profitable. Again, follow my videos. I will show you weekly how everything is progressing. And at some point, we'll be at the point of just talking about pure profits and not just recouping the investment, which that's where I am now, because it has been 2 months basically with Hashflare and a month with Crypterra so far. So if you are interested in mining coin and you decide to use a mining company such as Hashflare and Crypterra, just beware that if you use your credit card to fund the investment, there have been a lot of changes in credit card rules. One mainly being that credit cards are going to feel that that transaction is a cash advance, and there may be additional charges for cash advances. There's also some credit card companies that are not allowing cryptocurrency transactions to go through, so they will block the transaction. Again, it's different between different credit cards, but just beware that if you are using a credit card to move forward with your passive stream of income strategy, you may hit some of these obstacles moving forward. Now let's move on to current cryptocurrency happenings. The reason why I want to take a couple minutes to discuss this is because hopefully it will educate people that may not know about certain offers that come out and why you may want to shy away from those offers versus more viable offers. So the first example I want to point out is Davorcoin. Davorcoin is a lending platform. It basically was the same pitch that BitConnect, who has already been proven to be a Ponzi scheme, it was based upon that premise. The only difference was BitConnect claimed they were gaining money and allowing you to make profits off of their trading bot, which I don't believe ever existed. I believe this was a Ponzi scheme from the beginning, where new money pays old money until there's not enough new money, and then the Ponzi collapses. But what Davorcoin was promising was these hefty daily returns, and they were allowing, basically they were tying up your money. That's classic Ponzi scheme. When you can't get to the principal of your money, you have to have it on hold. Whenever you see that type of scenario, you should immediately think Ponzi scheme. But basically they were saying that they were investing in ICOs, and this is how they were going to give these daily returns that they promised. Well, Davorcoin didn't, I don't think, last for a month, and it's officially down, officially a Ponzi scheme. I'm quite sure lawsuits to follow, and victims, obviously, of the scam. And always, always hurts to hear that people get victimized. But just for people that are viewing my content, just beware when you hear of a lending platform, don't do it. It's not worth the risk. Now, in the same breath, there are cloud mining companies like Hashflare and Genesis Mining and CCG that seem to be, doing the right thing, definitely following that robust business practice of mining, actually having the computer rigs to mine and paying out people who have invested in that technology. But then you have a couple of mining companies that came out recently that have since folded. I don't think they were up for at least a month. So once again, they're now taking something that's good in the market and scamming people. And now they too were probably Ponzi schemes and never had probably not one piece of equipment. They just had a website, collected as many people's monies as that believed in them, and now they're off and running, and people will be chasing them with lawsuits. So again, just want to warn you guys, be careful. With that said, I want to dive into ICOs and a couple of, not ICOs because I didn't catch them at the ICO point, but they're relatively a couple of other coins that one I invested in, one that I'm thinking of investing in. The first one is Ripple. I bought Ripple on December 17th. I bought $140 worth. It was only worth about 70 cents at that time, and that allowed me to buy 181 XRP, which is the coin for Ripple. Today, it's probably worth about $1 if you look at the market today. But at one point, it was trading over $3. Now, what Ripple is basically, it has blockchain technology that helps international banks to settle the transactions faster. If you are a little bit educated about those transfers, if you try to do a bank transaction to another country, it usually takes about 3 or 4 days to settle. And the utility behind Ripple solves that problem because it allows these transactions to settle within minutes, and it costs the banks that are doing the transactions a lot less. I'm talking about drastically less money to be able to complete a transaction. So from the bank standpoint, that's a win-win for them. And obviously the users of those banks, that's a big win-win for them, because who wants their money to be tied up for 3 or 4 days just to get, to make a transaction overseas. So the other good thing about Ripple is basically for about a couple of months, every week they put out a new partnership with mostly international companies, but the most recent being some bank transaction company called IDT and Mercury FX. And then months ago, they had already disclosed that they're working with American Express and MoneyGram. And then there was rumors that there's 2 bigger companies that they've partnered with, and that they're going to release this news in the future. And people think that one of them is Western Union, but supposedly there's 2 really big ones that are, USA companies. So I'm looking, when I first came upon Ripple, I'm like, why isn't Ripple, trading at $19,000 and, versus Bitcoin trading at $19,000? Because the utility of Ripple, not only is it promising, but it's already active. It's already doing what it says it does. So again, I think that one of the problems is that because, cryptocurrency is a decentralized ideology, right? The people that are purist about cryptocurrency, the whole point is that there's no government or bank looking over or regulating monetary transactions. And because Ripple is using that technology basically to branch banks together to make their processes better, I think it kind of has a Ripple cloud over it, and therefore the market just doesn't allow the utility of it to be, traded highly in the market. But I just believe that Ripple has so much promise and has already delivered on the promise that eventually the price is going to catch up with the value of its utility. And so what I'm doing is hodling it. I wish I could afford more, but I could only afford $140 at the time when I purchased it in December. I mean, obviously, I work. I'm not one of these people that's trying to act like, yeah, I'm making all of this money, I'm pimping and I'm balling and all of this stuff. No, I'm telling you guys the truth. I work a full-time job and a part-time job, as well as trying to do this on the side. So obviously my money is thin. I live paycheck to paycheck, and this is the whole reason why this venture and this adventure of gaining multiple passive streams of income is so important to me. So right now I am hodling $140 worth of XRP, and I will give you updates on that investment in future videos. Okay, so now let's look at a coin that I'm looking at. The only reason why I haven't invested in it is because I'm running a little thin right now as far as I have, money in coin mining. I also am utilizing money to do some advertisements for price-pop.com, and I haven't really had enough money to move forward with this situation. But I do want to show you this coin. It's called Funfair, and it's basically blockchain technology that they want to use for the gaming industry. And right now it's only trading under 6 cents. So I may still pick up, $100 of it. I will update you in a future video if I do. But the one big thing about ICOs, which is initial coin offerings, or any coin that's out right now that hasn't really made their move yet, right? Because they're in the planning stages. So I listen to a lot of YouTube videos, and what I've come across is that you can basically go to the coin site And the thing that you're considering, if you're doing your due diligence, is you want to look at the team and see if they're knowledgeable, but also, do you think that they can deliver on the promises that they're making for the coin? Remember, it's not the coin per se, it's the utility behind the coin. They also will give you a white paper, which is just basically their resume and what their plans are. They'll kind of give you a roadmap, probably like a little illustration as to where they feel they will be and how they will get to what they promise to deliver. And then there's something called coin economics, which is usually the pre-ICO price. So pre-ICO is a lot of investors are able to basically get in on the investment before the masses are allowed to buy it. And then because they are willing to get into it at an early stage, they're given bonuses for that investment. So sometimes if you see that the bonuses are just too outrageous, you may want to shy away from that ICO. And obviously the utility is, what problem is it going to solve? And ultimately with Funfair, they are going to be using the smart contracts technology, which is blockchain, to ensure that online gaming is fair and random and that it's not manipulated. So in the United States, online gambling is not illegal, but there are states who have adopted it fully, such as New Jersey, Delaware, Nevada, and the Virgin Islands. And then there's 7 US states right now that have bills on the table that want to adopt online gaming. So if you ever tried to play one of these games online, a lot of times if a state has an online gaming site, they only allow people that live in the state to be able to utilize that online gaming. There are overseas online gaming on the internet. A lot of them do not allow US players, but there are a couple of overseas betting companies that do allow for US players, and I know one of them to be betonline.ag, and I do know that in order to become a member and to trade their gaming platform, you have to do it with Bitcoin. So I just feel that online gaming is definitely a beast in revenues. Eventually these companies will these new companies that utilize any technology that's going to improve the gaming industry, they all have affiliate programs. So that's another way that you can get into maybe making this a stream of income. But as far as the coin itself, Funfair is one of the coins that is stating that their utility is eventually going to be able to infiltrate the gaming industry, and thus hopefully that will allow this coin that's trading under 6 cents to trade drastically higher. So again, I have my eyes on Funfair, and I just wanted to give you some insight as to why I think it could be a good investment down the line. Okay, next I want to talk about a website called IFTTT. IFTTT, it stands for If This Then That, and that's IFTT.com. And what it does is it allows you to create what they call recipes that allow you to automate certain things that you may not want to waste time doing. So for instance, something as simple as me having to log into a Bitcoin price website, let's say for instance. Let's say I don't want to do that every day, but I am curious to see Bitcoin's price. I used IFTTT to send me a text in the morning, and I could have had it send me text all throughout the day. But in the morning, just send me a text so I can kind of see the progress of Bitcoin when I'm checking stuff on my phone. So that's what this site allowed me to do. The other thing that I have going on with IFTTT.com now is that I wanted some type of Bitcoin news to go to my price-pop.com Facebook page. So I was able to create a recipe to do that as well. So again, there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube about IFTTT.com, how to set up recipes, but it does a whole lot of things that I haven't even discovered yet. So just keep that in mind as you are trying to automate certain processes in your journey to create multiple passive streams of income. So last but not least, I want to give you my progress report on price-pop.com, which is my online t-shirt and hoodie cryptocurrency themed online store. I expected to have a video ad that I had made through Fiverr, that's FIVERR.com, and the project was supposed to only take 3 days. It ended up taking 10 days, and I actually got the video ad back like Thursday evening. So, as everything, I want to be transparent and disclose as I go through my journey every obstacle that I'm hitting. So I've had good results from Fiverr, but this particular situation took a lot longer than it should have. I'll get into more details next week because I don't want the video is too long right now. But ultimately, I took that video ad. I have an ad now getting ready to run with an Instagram influencer. That ad will only be up for 24 hours, so I'll have statistics from that in next week's video. I also started a YouTube ad campaign. It started running yesterday, so I don't have much data yet, but I hope to have all of that in next week's video as well. And then I also did a Facebook ad where I boosted a post, and that started yesterday as well. So I hope to have 3 sets of data for you next week as far as running campaigns to try to drive traffic to price-pop.com. So more to come. I want to thank everybody again for listening as long as you have. I will have more information for you next week. I thank you again. Please share to others that you think may be interested in my content. And I'm going to go out with my latest video ad, the one that took too long to create. But it is a good ad. So again, we'll talk next week. And I'll also get into what happened with YouTube as far as my account being suspended. Uh-oh. Anyway, talk to you guys next week. Thanks again.